Behind us is the RV that we've been using to drive around Canada for the past week, and we've had an absolute ball.
So why don't we start with me taking a look at the outside while I show you all the features. Okay, why don't I take you for a walk around the outside of the motorhome. This is the one we've been using. It's a smaller in the range. It's based on a 350 Ford, so it's got lots of power and automatic. Let's take a walk. So on the outside, the first thing we see is nice big wide mirrors, easy to be able to see where you're going. Coming down the side here, we come to the first of the hatches. This hatch in here is where your propane is stored. Unlike in Australia where we have portable bottles, they've got a fixed system, so you just easily pull into a station and get it refueled. The door itself, it's got double locks, so it's got a locking mechanism inside, so you can barrel bolt lock it. Just undo it. I'll just separate it. So the door itself swings back onto a latch, stays like so, and then you've got a nice vented screen door to let all the air flow through. Down this side here, we've got service hatches for the fridge, and it comes with a hot water service and also a gas heater, so it's fully self-contained. Down the back there's a hatch for the rear. It's just storage. At the moment it's just got a hose in there, but you can put tables, chairs, whatever you liked in there. Round the back, again more service points for the hot water service. There's a spare wheel on the back, tyre. You can get a towing package, but you do need to request that. Comes with sensors. And down the back here, something that is different to what we would see in Australia is the way they actually manage their waste system. It comes with a grey water tank and a black water tank. They're controlled by two levers under here. There's the black one and a grey one. That is then all plumbed through to a central plumbing point. Unlike Australia where we would take a cassette and move it to the point, what you do here is you undo this, connect a hose from the end, you drop that into a pipe, let the valves go, and she drains it. So quite simple and easy to use. Another service hatch here, fuel. It runs on unleaded fuel, so very economical from that point of view, easy to fill up. Over here is the power system. Now it comes with a hatch, and what they've done here is they've already hardwired that directly in. So all you do is you just pull that out, plug that into the service outlet, and away you go. You've got power ready to go. Another service point here for them. The other two things, this is where you fill up your water tank, so you've got ample storage for water. And if you're pulling into a park and you do what they call a hookup, that's where you can connect your town water into. Other than that, that's pretty well it for the outside. We're now out in the back, 19 foot long, really easy to manoeuvre and move around. I think what I should do now is take you inside and let Linda show you what we've got inside this little motorhome.
So we're now inside the RV. Why don't you come on in and I'll show you around. Have a look up front to start with, because that's basically where we sleep above the cabin, and it's a good sized double bed. We've had no problems in there with the two of us. Up top, if you take a look up the top there, we've got a vent, so easy enough to give us some airflow at night time. There's also a couple of windows either side of the camper, and there's also some good lighting above our head as well. They're just 12 volt lights. They work basically as single on, double on, or off completely, or both on completely. We've got some curtains as well, so if you want to separate the sleeping quarters from your living area, easy enough to do so with these block-out curtains. And these block-out curtains have also been used throughout the RV. Back this way here we have our dinette, and our dinette easily sits, 2, 3, 4 people. But one fancy feature is if you're traveling with a small child or a couple of small kids, the table drops down and can also be made into another bed as well. The windows are nice and large. Again, some block-out curtains there as well, with some lighting to light up the dinner table. And there's also a couple of speakers if you're interested in listening to some music. But there's also plenty of storage on this side as well. We've got a couple of overhead cupboards. Basically, lots of room in there for our gear that we've been storing. And if we work our way down this way to the rear of the RV, you'll notice the seats here also have seat belts, so during transit, if you are travelling with young kids or somebody else, easy enough that they can sit there as well and enjoy the ride. Down the back here we have our ensuite. Now this is a combo. Basically that means it's a shower and toilet combined, and if you take a look inside there, you'll see we've also got a small hand basin. The shower lives up top, and there's also a mirror in there, and it has a small cupboard behind, and you'll see it's all very light and bright, and we've got a shower curtain as well, and yep, it works a treat, no problems there. Closing the door, at the back here is basically our cooking quarters. So we have a gas cooktop, we've got some drawers and a cupboard down the bottom, but we've also got, a cupboards up the top here, plenty of space up top and around the corner. We've got a full-size sink and also a window at the rear allowing in plenty of light. But what I just wanted to point out down the back here as well is all of our switches. So things such as we've got our grey water tank and black water tank levels, we've got fresh water, gas levels and battery condition as well. So that's also where we pop on our water heater. Around this side here, plenty more cupboards, as I said. There's cupboards everywhere, drawers, so plenty of storage. You're not going to go short on space in this motorhome. The microwave here is a good size for 2 people or 3 people, and works on when you're in a campground. Same as the air conditioner above as well. The fridge is a really large size one, ample fridge space for us over the past week, and also a small freezer as well. And then finishing off by the doorway, a couple of coat hooks, more storage up here, more storage, more lighting, and another spot for somebody to sit. So there's plenty of room in this RV. So for, as I said, for 2 people, 3 people, even for small children, a couple of small little ones, you can't go wrong with this size. It's been fantastic for us, and we've really loved it.
One of the great things about a motorhome is once you've finished doing what you want here in the dinette area, I don't need to jump outside. I can just slide up to the cockpit. So why don't you come with me and I'll show you what we've got up front. It's simply just a case of sliding into the seat here. I grab the seat belt, click that into position, and I'm ready to go. So what has this Ford 350 actually got up front? It's an automatic, and in this case it's a column shift, so easy access to select and drop in. The only other thing you need to get used to is that the indicators are on the other side along with the wipers, but once you got used to that, it's a piece of cake. Now, the display purposes, they've kept it simple but functional. So up front here we've got a CD player and radio, so we can drop CDs in, radio. The other great thing that we loved about it is it's got a line-in plug here. That's allowed us to put our iPhones in and our iPads to be able to play our tunes, and also a couple of podcasts along the way. To keep everything charged up, like our camera gear and our phones, there are a couple of SIGGI plugs here, 2 off. So we just plug them in with some adapters for USB, and we're ready to go to keep everything charged. There's a very simple functional air conditioner and heater here, so from cold to hot, and we can mix it through the vents to make it work. Then in front of us here is a beautiful console, big cup holders for those big cups, and little knickknacks and phones and stuff can all be held in place, no problem at all. And down here for your bigger stuff like your glasses and stuff are out of the way. And for the passenger, well, they just simply slide in through here, drop their seatbelt on. There's a glove box over there for them to access, and they're ready to go. And at night, it's just simply a case of pulling some curtains around, attaching them up here to the Velcros, and we've completely enclosed this area so we're ready for darkness and ready to get ready for the night. So there it is, that's the cockpit, and it's a great car to drive, and we've loved it.
Well, after a week of travelling in the RV, now's the time to reflect. So what do we actually think of it?
Well, what I really like about it is its size and its ability to drive just about anywhere we could take it. We could park it in small car parks, we could take it out into the big camping grounds. We had so much fun driving it around.
I agree, and better still, I was able to drive as well. I didn't have any problems. It's just like driving a normal car on a normal road, so it's been great. But I've also loved its size. Inside we've had everything that we needed. It's got all the features and the creature comforts. We've got heating, we've got the gas cooking, we've had all sorts.
Yeah, being self-contained, that's the great thing about it. It's hooked up with 12-volt batteries, which drives the pumps and all the lighting. So we've stayed pretty well disconnected nearly every night, apart from once where we did plug in to make sure that the other appliances did work as well, like the microwave. But that night we had microwave dinner. So
we did.
It was really cool. So yeah, it's been really good to drive and just enjoy We've done some trails. We've been on a wine trail, cheese trail,
chocolate trail,
chocolate, and even a cupcake. Oh, no, it's not cupcake. What do they call them over
butter
here?
tarts.
Butter tarts. So it's been able to take us to all those great spots. Whereas normally, you know, you're in a car, you're back at a motel, you're having to go out the next day. We could stop wherever we wanted. We made lunch on the road, and we even had little stops on the road for those comfort spots that we needed, given that it's got its self-contained toilet.
Yeah, but also we could just stop for a coffee. You know, we had a little bit of wet weather at some stage, so there's nothing better than just basically walking, or we don't even have to walk, we just walk through from the cabin into the rear at the dinette table, and we've already got our coffee ready to go. So, and it's been great because really the whole key for this is to be a self-driver. We didn't have to do what a tour bus does. No,
we were very flexible. We could decide what time we wanted to get up in the morning, what time we wanted to stop at the end of the day. It was just great. It was so good. And I would really recommend driving over here. It's not that difficult. You know, at first people think, oh, it's the other side of the road and the highways and stuff. But it, you know, something like this is just a little bit bigger than your standard car that you drive home in Australia. But it's very simple and easy, manoeuvrable, keeps up with all the traffic, and yeah, it was great.
So unfortunately it's time for us to hand this one back.
Yeah, till next time, because I think we've got the bug now. I think we could find ourselves back over here in the big USA in Canada, doing another motorhome trip.
Too true. So we'll be back.
See ya!